G'day folks, Andy here from McDowall Manor. So what we're looking at there is a whole lot of black stuff around the front of the Australian native beehive that I don't like the look of. So that caused me some concern. Up here on the joint I had a bit of resin leakage, which also was bothering me. Then if you have a look around the back, we've got, hang on, I'll just go through the garden here, we've got a much bigger patch of leakage. It's quite sticky, it's quite thick. So bearing in mind that we've had the hottest summer on record in Queensland, I went off to try and do some research, putting those two things together and see if I could work out what the hell was going on. Had some really good tips from a mate of mine called Rob, who gave me the hive in the first place. G'day Rob. So I started looking up, now I'm not sure how to pronounce this, it's Catahi, or I think I'll go with Catahi, hey? It's a tree, and those black things out the front are apparently seeds. So somewhere nearby we have one of those Catahi trees. The other thing that causes a problem, that my front pipe there's not clogged up, which is good news. But they tend to use the resin when they as part of the wax making process, and in real heat like we've just had, it doesn't stand up so it's very well. So what I did was opened up the back pipe on my hive, which I'll show you. That's it down there. I had that blocked up with some just some sticky tape. Now they've sealed that off, so obviously if they wanted to get the extra ventilation, they'd open that up and, you know, they'd pull from the front to the back or back to the front. So not really concerned about that now. That's just a sealed entrance now as far as I'm concerned. Now I do still have quite a volume of bees coming in and out of that hole. So I'm not really concerned that pipe's blocked up. That can be a big problem. If the pipe blocks up, you've got to shove a skewer or something up there and unblock it for them. That'd be an open up the hive, to be honest. And try and we'd assess the damage and try and work out what's exactly going on. But given that it's the hottest summer in Queensland history, given that I've still got a fair whack of bee activity here, at the moment I'm going to let it go and we'll just keep an eye on it, but I thought folks might be interested in that. So that's a little ringtail possum. Sorry it's jumping around, I've zoomed a fair bit. Just in that big night jasmine that I'm always cutting back, he's crawled in there and decided to have a little kip for the day. They're nocturnal. Isn't that cute? Can't really see him, which is a shame. He's not an opossum like those ugly American ones, no offence guys. He's a cutesy little Australian possum, but you still don't handle him because they can claw the living guts out of you. That's him there, cute little fella. Just to give you the context of where he is, so he's way up there behind those solar panels.
You can zoom in, you'll probably
And there, on top of that branch, there's a tiny little green tree snake. Well, he's not so tiny.
yeah, you see his head on the right,
Oh,
moving.
there's Roddy, so there's his little head on the right there somewhere. That's not his head, that's a stick.
Darling, move along.
Oh, the other right. There's his head down that end. I'm looking at the wrong end. Isn't he cute? A little bit of Brisbane wildlife for you folks. As long as he's not going to eat my chooks, I'm quite happy. He's only a tiny little fella. Probably give me one hell of a scare sometime, but I can live with that. Better than the bloody 6-foot carpet snake I had that nearly scared the poo out of me. There you go. Isn't he groovy? So I'm hoping you can see how little water has been left in this bloody tank. I'll try and get the camera down in there for you. So it really is, it's down to probably a fifth or a sixth of what it should be. And now what happened, You can see I'm refilling from the rainwater tanks. So the last, oh, there's a good looking fish. The last of my rainwater will be used to fill the tank back up. And that's where I keep a store, because really, that's the only way I can put water back in here is to use rainwater. You remember on top I've got these, sorry about that, these tiny little constant flow beds. Well, what happened was this here, this tiny little tube popped off, and so all night that was doing that. And so what I'm going to do, it's easy fix, it's stretched. I'll snip the end off, shove it back on, and it'll be good. But yeah, therein lies a narrowly averted disaster, folks. Whew.